Happy New Year, Team Tolerator. It's Natalie. And as always, this last episode of the month is our Patreon 10-minute teaser. This episode is all about Julia Washington and I's yearly tradition of getting our vision boards together, setting our intentions, all of our little rituals that we do that we then share with you, our Patreon members. You can get access to this full episode by joining our $10 or our $20 tier. Just so you're aware, the audio for this episode does have some glitching on my part. I believe that during sound check and all the tech prep I did for the Misogynist of the Year ceremony meant that when we were recording this episode, things got jostled or loosed, and I apologize, but as always, appreciate your patience with the process. Speaking of the Misogynist of the Year award, you can get access to that recording and video recording by joining any of our 3 paid tiers on Patreon. There is still a 7-day free trial running, and that link is in our show notes. For January, for the Misogynist of the Year award, we opened it up to every Patreon member by including everyone in the Misogynist of the Year award. Starting in February, the Misogyny Meltdown will be exclusive to our $20 tier that is named after the Misogyny Meltdown. In February on Patreon, there will be paid and free bonus content on the idea of self-love and self-care being part of the resistance and the revolution. I'm excited to share all of that work with you. Enjoy the teaser, and please feel free to check out all of the free and free trial content on Patreon. There is also an article, and we will only be making the announcement on who won the Misogynist of the Year award on Patreon. The article detailing who won is part of our free tier, so make sure to follow that link in the bio. Have a great day. Okay, Julia, we did it. We made it through 2023 against all odds. I will say that not that I have actually flipped over my vision board from last year to look at it and be like, did I accomplish things? I feel like you and I did enough check-ins throughout the year where I was like, I did accomplish things.
Yeah. It helps to have somebody to keep you, like, to be like, hey, these are the things, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I traveled.
How'd this go?
Yeah. I traveled. I wrote scripts. I found some kick-ass communities. I think what I really dropped the ball on was my home. I did not make my home more organized or pretty.
Oh. I was like, what did you want to do with your home? And now organized and pretty. I understand. Not because I've been in your home, but because, like, I have several rooms that still have boxes from when I moved in 2022.
Yeah. And now that we're back here for our 2024 intentions and goals and manifestations episode, I need you to know that my home didn't even make it on the vision board. I'm like, I don't even care. What am I supposed to do?
It's just a place. You're like, you know what? Next year, it's just a place to lay my head. This isn't going to be my sanctuary.
Right. I'm bad at this. I'm bad at home organization. I'm bad at home staging. And our one friend who's good at that lives plane rides away. And now my mother has so much going on that I don't know if she's going to be able to make the trip to help me. So it's just not going to happen. And that's fine. And if it does happen, it'll be a treat.
It'll be a little treat.
A little treat.
I mean, I relearned how to watercolor from YouTube. So.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like maybe if you found yourself bored one day, cue up YouTube.
And I could listen to Carly's podcast more about tidying, I could and
Mm.
actually intake the tips instead of just
Hmm.
being like, I love Carly. I love the sound of Carly's voice. Carly is so soothing.
She really is.
She really is.
Yeah.
But I'm supposed to be learning something and I just refuse to.
By osmosis, it'll settle in at some point.
I feel like I tell Carly every time I throw something away like it was hard, like, hey, I got rid of my boxes today. And she's
Well,
like,
it
okay,
can't.
friend.
We're millennials. We're supposed to keep boxes.
We love boxes. And then Kelly told us that, like, we'll use trash for art. And I was like, I knew I've been keeping these boxes for some reason. I knew it.
We're
Okay,
millennials. We'll use trash for art.
we're millennials. We can only afford trash for art. All right. Do we want to start with vision boards?
I haven't finished mine yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because here's why. I've been writing down all the things I want on the piece of paper and finding an image that sort of corresponds with that want.
I love that. I love that. As you know, that was my journey last year. And this year, when I sat down to do my vision board, I realized that during a manic cleaning session, and this is why I don't clean, I threw out all of my magazines. And I'm a collage artist. Who the hell let me throw those out?
Girl, I wasn't there. You didn't consult me.
Who was like, Natalie, no, wait.
Natalie, wait. The mania. And I understand that. I have like a year's worth of People magazines that I was like, I'm gonna hang on to these. But I did find a nice tidy space for them to live.
All I have are bird magazines. And like, I love birds, and I'm so glad that someone thought of me when it came to giving me
a subscription.
Their magazines that were laying around their house. But also, like, birds aren't going to ever represent my goals. I'm not Nelly Furtado.
Birds freak me out.
Oh, I'm like a bird on a flower. I'll start with my vision board, and
okay.
You can talk about what you're thinking. My vision board, it's right here. It's really beautiful, and I'll post pictures of it on Patreon. Did I put my own podcast logo on it? Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. It was sitting right there, and I was like, there you go. So I really hit one thing very hard. I realize that this is actually hard for you to see. You actually have a photo of it on your phone. But
that's true. I should pull that up. Yeah, okay.
There's one thing I really hit hard and focused on, and luckily my tarot readings, which we can get into, also align with this. I only filled my vision board up with, my God, if I'm not going to commit to being a comedy writer this year. Like, I put on women who are funny,
women who are very, very successful,
women who are successful despite all of the bullshit. So I feel like that like plays into our new series, Misogyny Meltdown, where I'm going to be going deep on some things, but also being comedic about some of the misogyny that we have going on.
Why is Regé-Jean Page on your vision board?
That's from the D&D movie, so he's part of the Critical Role Dimension 20 section.
That makes sense.
Yeah. If you notice Chris Pine, so I thought that it was actually a larger photo of Chris Pine, my gay auntie Chris Pine.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's actually a picture of him, even though the article was about Chris Pine. So that was confusing, and that's why I overlooked it first. And then I was like, where's my picture of the D&D movie with Chris Pine? So yes, because the comedy writing and the making sketches and the actual like leaning into, I have skills, they need to be practiced, they need to be honed, will eventually lead me to the promised land, which is working for Dropout TV, working for Critical Role, making friends with all of the people I admire, and gave friendship bracelets to Gen Con. So like Taylor Swift and Beyonce and Pink and Jamie Lee Curtis, because she represents all of the things I loved most about my grandma. They're like the base. They're the women who like truly hold me up and are like, no, you can do this, you can live successfully, and people and bots that are masking as trolls will tell you that you're a dirty bitch or whatever, and you just keep doing it, and then one day you'll be rich because you're so funny.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And then so they're building me up, and then we have some women in comedy, women on mics. Then we have like our D&D section, and then we have an artistic section because I only made friendship bracelets in 2023. I don't know if we noticed.
Oh,
I
yeah, I
stopped
guess you
painting.
didn't do anything else.
I truly would prep canvases because Annie told me, she goes, the easiest way to get back into painting is to prep the canvases, so then when you're ready to do it, you can do it and it's not the mundane part first. And she goes, and it's an easy way to get back into the habit of like cleaning brushes, getting stuff out, and realizing that that's not actually like a mountain to climb.
Right.
I would prep canvases and then be like, guess I'm done. And then just go right back to stringing bracelets.
That was the task for the day.
That was the task for the day. So I would like to get back into painting. Right now I'm starting small. And I recently realized that one of my sketchbook journals was actually an unfinished one, but because I had filled up another one, I had to like start writing in this one before the collage pages were done. And what I do is I like arrange stickers and not magazine clippings anymore because I threw those all away,
Right.
but I arrange them so I don't ever have to face a blank page. And during my 2023 inventory, I was like, did I just face a blank page? Absolutely not. So I've been like taking my journal out while I watch Dimension 20 every night and like arranging pretty stickers and paper and stuff to then make it prepped so I can do. So I've done my 2023 like inventory of good things. And now I have to do like what's next, like what's coming up next. And then I'll have to do like a release of some kind. Like, what are we saying goodbye to from 2023? Because it was a little bit of a motherfucker.